Hey, Gina.
Hey, Darren. I love the glasses on you. Love, can you hear me? Nope, Anna, I can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me now?
So I can.
Yay. Okay, cool. Hi, beautiful. How are you?
I'm fabulous, darling. How are you?
Shocked and shocked every day, but I'm okay.
Let's hear some good news.
I downloaded 46 resumes yesterday.
Wow.
So in preparation to talk to all the agents.
Good
And I
job,
sent
Ruth.
you, yeah, it took like an hour, to go through and just download all the information. And so I'm going to read them today and call and set up appointments. And I've got, like Gina told me, I have their personal email, not just their Indeed email. And I have their phone numbers. So
Would you like a short little hack?
yes.
Don't download, just do the dials and have the resume up in front of you. Just have their information, just like their name and all that into whatever database you want to, but
Right.
don't downloading all the resumes.
Oh, well, I was afraid they go away. I thought you said after 10 days it goes away or something.
It doesn't really go away. You have to reject it, but you don't need to download the resume to have the conversation. Okay, backing up. When I did real estate, I would do massive research before I made every single call. And it took
Right.
me a long time to realize that I don't need to do that when I'm on the call, because only like every third or fourth or fifth or 10th or whatever answers, right? Not every single one.
Right.
And
Right.
while I'm answering and I'm doing my little preamble, blah, 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 I can type in the address of the house if I want to, or either that direction, or in this case, I can go to my Indeed and I can pull it up, and then I have it there by the time that person's ready, but I don't have to do the prep work. And I really don't need to, because the questions that we ask are going to pull that out, and it's just the way that you word it. I've got your resume in front of me, but I'd rather just hear from you. Like, tell me about you. Like, how long you been doing this? And, why real estate, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Yep. You've been doing this long enough. And I was probably told it and didn't hear it all. So I was doing it long enough that we really didn't need to do all that prep work before the initial call, before we meet to live.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Prep your socks off.
Okay. So I thought for some reason that after 10 days, their information disappeared. So I was like frantically downloading it. So in case it did disappear, I would have it.
It doesn't disappear and you'll be fine. You can always access it.
Okay, cool. So that was my accomplishment, and then working on my database.
Oh, Bree, magic words. I love it.
Mhm.
My database is the magic words. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So nice job. All right.
Thank
Who
you.
else you got? You're welcome.
Speaking of Indeed, guys, I had my meeting with that Indeed account rep, and Gina, I discovered why they assign you an account rep, because they are trying to get you to sponsor ads consistently. I had no idea. So I'm on the phone with him. I thought he's just going to help me walk through, and then he's walking me through how to set up a sponsored ad. And their ads are running at $76 a day on average.
Stupid expensive.
Well, I was like, I'm not really sure I actually know the budget of my business at this point for this advertising. But here's an interesting thing he told me. So they have the ability to run job ads, but at the same time, they have the ability to run campaigns. And I think campaigns are way more worth it, because campaigns could be set with a monthly budget, as opposed to the ad ones, the individual jobs, they're actually done on a per job post basis. So instead of you paying per job post, you can actually aggregate. I think he said the largest campaign he has seen was like 25 jobs in a campaign. And he's like, the average I would recommend allocating per job for the system to push out is about $100 overall for the month, as opposed to their recommended thing for per job is $76 a day. So the campaigns seem to be a lot more effective. and a lot less expensive.
So
So
the campaign was $100 for a month.
$100, yes, $100 a month per job that you want to put in. Now, all of this is adjustable, so you could really adjust the numbers to whatever you want. But he's like, for the optimal algorithm to work, that his recommended numbers were. So
$100 for the campaign.
100 per job
Per
in the
job.
campaign.
Right.
Yeah, so that comes to $10 a day, basically, roughly, versus, no, that's even less. 100 divided by 30. So it's like $3 a day, right?
Yep.
Just
Right,
around
333.
Yeah. Versus 76 a day. So
Right.
it seems the campaigns are far, far more effective. So that's something to keep in mind, guys. But he did say, he's like, the individual jobs, they actually end up having, oh, see, I ended up sponsoring yesterday just to see how that works. I sponsored all of Texas, and so far, with less than 24 hours, I have 36 applications.
I know that a lot of times they'll sponsor something for a week or two for free, or a couple of days or something. I know they'll give you that too. All right.
For free, I guess they cap it at 20 applications.
The what?
Per job.
For the non-sponsor, with the free one.
For the non-sponsored, exactly.
Yeah, mine came in over. I looked at the analytics, and most of mine came in over the first 2.5 days.
Yeah, because it'll start to push it down, and that's what Bev said. She said, ditch the ads after a week or 2 to 3 weeks. Ditch the ads, get in, copy and paste if you want to, and redo the whole thing.
Yeah. So I've gotten no views in the past 3 days.
Because check your campaign. Chances are it's no longer visible, love.
Yeah. So what, should I just stop it and then restart it?
I would say yes. You'd have to copy your
job description.
Copy your thing.
Yeah, you can actually pause, stop, and then repost too. But I don't know if that pops you back up. But you can definitely copy the job. Once you take the job down, when you go to another job, it will say, like, do you want to copy one of these that you already have? So it's super easy to copy it and re-put it up.
Gina, did you get a copy of my ad? I emailed it
yesterday. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yep. So we good. Wow. All right. I am definitely going to look into that.
And are you going to do a campaign to see the difference between sponsoring a job and then doing the campaign?
Yeah, well, I did. Yesterday, he had me set a budget of, he's like, because the recommended was 76 a day. I'm like, I want to try with maybe like 35 a day just to see work. So he's like, yeah, I think, 35 might be okay, because it's a minimum of $5 per budget. But
gotcha.
So I'm gonna try to play around with the numbers and see if there's a difference in the results. I'll keep you guys posted.
Yes, I love it. This is awesome. I love crowdsourcing out information anyway. That's what we are. We're crowdsource. We're morning crowdsource. So all right, cool beans. Who else has got some good news out there? I have a bunch of dark people down there. What's up, y'all? Let's hear some stuff coming on.
I've been helping somebody who's getting ready to come on to our team once they pass their exam.
Yes, you have, Miss Amanda.
Yes.
Thank you for clarifying some stuff yesterday. So I talked to Miss Amanda with Kathy, and she told me I'm like, yeah, just let me know because I'll walk you through how to get your test passed and how to build your database while you're doing that. And I got this text from her saying, hey, I want to mentor. It was something like, I want to mentor, And I was like, Kathy, what is she? Because mentor means something different in EXP land. And then she said I don't know, 2 things that in EXP land means something, does not mean that. I'm like, Kathy, what's she talking about? Before I text her back and set up an appointment with her. She's like, just our call, that's all. And I'm like, okay, good. Because none of these words make any sense.
Because I think you said to her that you'd be happy to mentor her.
Oh, and okay, I must have used one of her words that she was using out there earlier too. All right,
I think so.
it's all good. Okay, cool beans. And she seems like, I mean, I think she's going to be really good. I really do.
I have a question that's related to that, if anybody may know. I didn't use the CE shop to get my licensing, so I'm not familiar with it, and that's what she's using.
That's what I'm doing.
Is anybody used that before? You have? Okay, well, it has a certain number of hours that you're supposed to get done to do the testing. She's afraid that if she goes through the stuff too fast, then she won't meet the hour requirement.
She's right. So go ahead, tell her to go in, just turn it all on, set it into a separate window. You have to click continue or something like that every 45 minutes, hour, whatever it is it makes you like, are you still here? Yes, I'm still here. And then just let the time run out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All
that's with any of them that are online. They have a certain number of hours you have to show that you're in front of the screen.
Some
But if you
don't.
finish, yeah.
It's per state. The state makes some of them do that. And
Oh,
some
in Tennessee, they make you do it. They make you do what you're talking about.
didn't. Wyoming does, and Cali did too, but Washington didn't. I went through my brokers in 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it just depends upon because I hacked the stupid system. There was another system I just hacked too. I don't know what it was, but I was like, ooh, look, I'm deaf. And then I could just read everything and go through hacking the system. Got the
Right.
transcript down and found the answer and clicked on it, you know.
Yeah, so that's what she's worried about right now. Okay.
Do we get a discount through CE Shop?
You can. They do discounts all the time. They did one for the month of June. I don't know if they're running one right now or not. Oh.
I think 30%.
Yeah, 30% was June. EXP might have something in their vendor room, you know, place.
Yeah. Okay, I'll check. Because I've got a couple of people that don't have theirs. So I was like, oh, if I could tell them they could get a discount through.
Right.
CE Shop.
The last discount I got was good for like the day of. And then I had another one for June. I sent both of them to Gary because he and I, same state, we licensed right around the same time, both of us. And I'm like, Gary. And he's like, I don't need it quite yet. And I'm like, no, you don't. But it's like half off or whatever it happened to be for that 40% off for that one day. I'm like, it's 40% off, dude. Oh, I'm going to grab that. I'm like, there you go.
Do we have a list of countries where EXP is in? Because I've got a couple of
Absolutely.
international people.
Absolutely. And the cool thing is if EXP is not in that country, but
Right.
they know people, then you start to work through them to open up that country.
Okay. I've
Yep.
got Philippines, Dubai, and Egypt.
I know Dubai is.
I do too.
Saudi Arabia. Okay. So Philippines and Egypt.
Wait, why didn't
I
it
don't-
open one in
I don't
Egypt?
remember either of those.
So I got international people applying for my remote.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I went through and looked at where everybody was from to make sure. And I have 3 international people.
Stay away from the Egypt guys, okay?
You right?
The guys, yes. I'm going through right now, other who cares, whatever, download the presentation. By the way, EXP now makes you, if you want to see the presentation, download it and put your information in. I don't know why, but it does. And then my screen came up blank. Oh, EXP, you make me crazy sometimes. EXP explained, download the international presentation. Yes, I already did this. Are you an EXP agent? Yes. Another agent? Fine. No. Industry publication? I don't care. Whatever. Let me download. All right. Let's hear some more good news going on down there while I figure out why EXP won't let me see their stupid thing. Who else has got good news? I saw Duchess. He's in doing prep with his wife or daughter. Liz, Craig, can you guys talk?
Yes, I can talk. I don't have any good news.
What you got?
I don't have any.
You're
So,
here.
Mark.
We're excited. That's the
Yay,
good news.
yes, I'm here. I'm
Is
here.
that why you're in the dark? Shame-faced? You have something.
There I go.
Dig it up.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have anything this morning.
All right. So what are you going to do today?
Nothing.
Want to hear something really interesting?
What?
So I was burning a bunch of ripping. I was putting I don't even know if people do this anymore. I had a pile of CDs. I wanted to get into my music. So yesterday while I was working, I was just sliding them in and doing CDs. They don't work in my computer, but whatever, it's too long of a story. Too long, talk later. This part, I ran across a CD that had the number 3 on it, and that's it. It's in a blank case and has the number 3. And I'm like, what the hell is this thing even? And I plugged it in and I'm like, oh my God, this was actually CE credit when I was my first year in real estate. I needed to relicense up after only 1 year and like 10 days or 15 days or something like that. I had to retake the test in Washington State. And I hadn't made any money yet, so I didn't have any money. So, but there was this girl that they said, if you get her CDs, it works for CE credit. And she had this stupid blowout sale. So I got all my CE credits for something like $25 or $40 to re-up my first year, which is an expensive year to re-up in Washington State. And but what I did was, I mean, I did all this stuff to, to get the credit and get my license redone. But I would listen to them on the car because I did new construction. It was about 30 minutes away from my house. So I would listen to them back and forth all day long. And because I really credit her for the person that taught me how enough of the business, because nobody was teaching me, in order to outsell the top agent that year 2 to 1, because she taught me what a database is and how to what a newsletter was and how to stay in contact with people. And just those 3 things: differentiate yourself, stay in contact, that kind of thing, make yourself memorable, do a newsletter, what a database was. And because of that, I stayed and I got 16 deals instead of 8. Anyway, I popped it in and she was talking about something. And here's a cool thing. I listened to those series of CDs for about 2 years solid. And every single time I listened to them, I'm like, my God, I got new information out of it. Like some little tidbit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I popped it in and I'm like, and she was talking about halting. And I'm like, what? I'm like, hang on, I remember this voice. And I was like, oh yeah, that's that girl with the CD that says number 3 on it. And she said, when she is an agent that's not doing anything, that's coming in late to the office constantly and never really does anything, she says, I halt them. And she goes, here's what halting is. She goes, I'll pull in my office and I will say, I love you. And because I love you, I'm going to do this to you. I need you to take a week off, like an entire week off. Like, I don't want to see you in this office. I don't worry about your business. I'm not going to hand your business to some Fruit Loop that's not going to take care of it. I'll protect your business personally. I want you to take an entire week off. Just go. Like, don't answer the phone. Do not go on email. Get away from your computer. Get the hell out of here. And she said, I love you. And that's why I'm doing this. And she said, you halt them. And this is a thing that they do with, she talked about the reference was to racehorses and halting racehorses. And a lot of times when you have a racehorse that's not doing that good, you halt the racehorse. And when you halt the racehorse, it's like holding them back at the gate when they're like this and they want to go, right? And she's like, what they'll actually do is halt them so that when they do start, they don't start with this slow thing. They start like this and they hit it really hard. She goes, I've halted real estate agents. So she tells them, week off, go away. And then she goes, office meeting. The office opens up at 7 o'clock in the morning. No one's ever in a real estate office. If you want to go to a place that's the quietest place on planet Earth, go into a real estate office before 10 o'clock in the morning. Like, there is nobody there. And I know because I run real estate office and there is nobody there, right? And she goes, but the doors open at 7 o'clock. And she goes, guess who is out the following Monday after the week, who is at that door at 7 o'clock to get inside, get back to work. She goes, that real estate agent, who, by the way, never waltzed into a meeting more than 15 minutes late, any earlier than 15 minutes late. And she just talked about the psychology of halting, which, yeah, it was super interesting. And it's not like I'm like, okay, everybody go home and don't work. But if you really are in this, like, I know that at a certain time at night, I basically am worthless. I am basically, I'm turned into a pumpkin. I still feel like I need to be at work because it's not, 5 or 6 or whatever time it is, but I lose all steam. And whatever I'm doing, if I'm really honest with myself, sometimes is just, sometimes, yeah, I can just plow right through to, 7 or 8 o'clock if I had to, and it's no big deal. But every once in a while, I'm like, I'm not any good anymore. It's after 4 o'clock and I'm just putzing, and whatever I'm doing, I could probably do in 10 minutes in the morning, but I'll sit here for an hour putzing around with it. And I'm like, oh, it's time to just stop. And I'll just stop. And then when I go in the next morning, I'm at the gate, like, because we're wired to want to work. That's how, that's just how we're wired. We're wired to want to work. We're wired to find meaning in our life. We're wired to find meaning through work and relationships and those kinds of things, and the satisfaction of a job well done and being challenged with something that's just on the edge of what our knowledge or wisdom or skill is. We're challenged with that stuff. And then when we accomplish it, it releases endorphins. We feel really good, blah, blah, blah. So there's a thing called halting. So Craig, if you halted yesterday and you halted, maybe that's not a bad thing. If you're chomping at the gate, like maybe force yourself once in a while to halt, to chomp at the gate, so that you're like, Arr.
Yeah.
So there you go, halting. CD number 3. She's the lady that also gave me the honorable award of the worst logo. She does logo branding and marketing of the worst logo in the entire state of Washington. So bye, Liz, darling. I hope you do have a great day too. Yes, if your passport needs renewal, you need to do it 6 months ahead of time, or else they won't let you do it. Well, it's a problem. I mean, it's seriously an issue. Like if you're going to travel, and by the way, Europe and somewhere else is putting in restrictions that are coming on soon, where you have to, as an American, you have to apply to be able to allow into the EU, called EST or something like that. I don't know what it's called, but anyway, there's going to be some extra steps that you have to go through to go to Europe.
The things I want to go to Ireland, right? Instead. Not.
Is Ireland part of the EU?
One of them is, one of them isn't.
Scotland, Ireland, I don't know which one. Wales is, I know that is not EU. Wales is part of England, but I don't know about Scotland. Yeah. One of the two isn't. I can't remember which. Ireland fights them all the time. I'm going to go with Ireland. But I can be dead wrong. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I know. Ireland is broken. Just sounds good.
Ireland. But which one's part of which one's part of England? Northern Ireland. England.
Wait, no.
The other one isn't. Is that what you're saying? My husband,
I think Ireland is.
Yeah, go check.
I think Northern Ireland isn't. No, Northern Ireland. Wait a minute.
Northern Ireland is the one that's always been fighting with them.
Right.
So, Northern Ireland is part of the EU-UK withdrawal agreement.
Then the regular Ireland.
And regular Ireland, I guess, is not. Is UK, no, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So Southern Ireland or Ireland is part of the UK and Northern Ireland is not.
So anyhow, now that we know our world demographics also, because I clearly do not, someone had to teach me that even in the United States that Michigan was a glove, because I don't know all that part either, but whatever.
Oh, it's a mitten. Yeah.
Yeah, the mitten, Michigan's the little mitten. And I'm like, oh, it's really funny because when people do the little map of the United States, like I know the whole West, like all of the West, but the East, I'm like, Maine,
yeah.
Florida, Virginia,
New York.
Yeah, and I don't know the rest of the stuff up there. Whatever. Ohio looks like a shield. I got that one too. Tennessee I can find because it's like this. But anyway. All right, who else has got okay, well, any challenges that we've got going on since we've heard all that?
I'm trying to figure out if I need to call these people first or send them a Calendly link or
Call.
Okay.
Yep. I call
and set up an appointment.
Yep. I call and I just call. I just call straight and I'm like, hey, is now a good time? And if it's not, it's totally cool. If they don't answer, I say, hey, look, I'm going to send you a text. And then I just send them a text. And then I only reach out like one more time. I'm like, you applied to me. And if I apply, yeah. So I was talking to an advanced Toastmasters group yesterday. They're harsh too. It's like being in front of Simon Cowell. I was talking to them about what they do. They get you ready to be a keynote speaker. And look, it's your job to, like, we don't call you. We don't tell you to sign up for stuff. We don't tell you, it's your job to go on there and go do all that. And she's like, this isn't the script. And Gary has the same attitude about, you applied to me. If I wanted the dang job and I applied to you, like I would be like, you know, so they don't give him, like, if you no-show him, it used to be way back when that people no-showed Gary, like we would try and get him back going again. If you no-show, you're done. You need to call back and take care of it. And if you don't, there is no chasing going on. Now, you might not be there and that might not be your model and attitude and way that you go about it and all that kind of stuff. And that's fine. It really is. But I also have adopted that with Indeed. I'm like, I will call you, I will text you, and I might go back and do it one more time just in case something got lost or whatever in there. But that's it. Like, and if you no-show me, you are toast. You're done. I don't even screw around. You better, like, there was a girl I was supposed to call yesterday. I did. And then she's like, I'm on my way. So she's a good producer. She's luxury, forget where she's located, but whatever. And I got no response. And I was like, oh, toast. And this morning, while I opened up this, a call came through and I'm like, hey, I'm on a Zoom. You know, so I'm like, okay, I will try again. But other than that, Because, I mean, put yourself in your shoes. If you were applying, what you would be like.
Makes sense to me.
Me too. It really does. I'm like, I'm done chasing. Because if I chase, they never work out well anyway. You know what I mean?
Right.
It just doesn't. So I'm just like, no, I really don't want to chase you anymore. I'm not gonna chase you. So anyway, again, that's Gary's philosophy, mine. Apparently this high-level Toastmasters group, which they're like, we will slice and dice you on your evaluations. Just, you need to know that. I mean, they were very clear about it last night. We will slice and dice you. And I'm like, yep. And the thing of it was I went and watched him in a meeting, and the two people that spoke, they sliced and diced the crap out of him. And I was judging when I was listening to him, going, these two aren't any better than the people in our group and my other Toastmasters group that I have. And when they sliced and diced, both of them were like, you guys have done 10 times better. Like, I don't know what the deal is today. And then they just went through them. And so but it was really good for me to hear, because I'm like, okay, because had I not heard that sentence, I would not have come back, because I would have gone, no, my group has actually got a higher level of speaking than they do. Now, to be fair, my group does 5-minute speeches, and those were 20-minute speeches. And 20 minutes without notes, that's hard. It's, you know, it's just a different set of skills. And that's what I want to nail, is 20 minutes without notes. So because they put that feedback together and they were just as critical as what was going on in my head, I was like, yep, we're good. So it's just it's a great level of accountability. And
Then you're
I'm
fine.
this. Pardon me?
Fine. You're fine then, because you do more than 20 minutes with us every week.
Yeah.
We'll count Fridays toward it. How's that?
There you go. Oh, I can't wait till Friday. I think I'm going to teach on something called EOS from a book called Traction. Has anyone read Traction or heard of it? Okay.
No.
Anyone heard of rocket fuel?
I've heard of
I mean, fuel for rocket.
Ha. So rocket fuel, so Traction and rocket fuel are the same people. Rocket fuel ran through KW a couple of years ago, probably now a few years ago, because I remember rocket fuel kind of running through KW a little bit. But rocket fuel is the implementation of Traction, and Traction is the ideology behind it. And so I was encouraged yesterday, like everybody in the leadership team is to read Traction. 2 of them already have, I have not. So I grabbed it and started in on it. And just the beginning, I was like, oh yeah, this is really good stuff. So it's just some good stuff on setting up your business, which I really liked, metrics and that kind of stuff. So anyway, I think that's what we're going to do on Friday. So cool. Okay. Anyone have any other challenges before I let you go and jump on to my quote? I told them I would be late, 9 o'clock call. You got nothing? All right. Craig, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay. You cool with digging into, oh, we do get Kathy. That looks like a banyan tree. Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. All right. I personally, my action plan for today is I have a pile of Indeed that I have to go through. My Brivity is completely caught up. My Indeed is not caught up. So my Indeed has to be gone through. And then my other thing that I'm going to go through are all of these things. Like, I don't really know what all this is. I just finally just stuck them all in a pile, and whatever those are, those get dealt with in between whatever else it is I'm doing. And then my other thing that I'm working on is when I came back from vacation last week, my emails were at like 500 and some stupid number, which gives me a little, and I'm knocking out 25. I was knocking out 50 a day, and now I'm down to where I have to do stuff to knock them out. So every day I'm knocking down 25 a day. So I'm sitting at 175 right now. My goal is to get that email down to 0. So all that crap in there that I leave in there, I'm going to do, which clearly I have not done, that is, some of it's really old. That stuff's either getting on to like do it or get it out of there. That's it. But it's 25 a day coming out of there. So those are my things that I'm tearing into. Phone calls first, most important. This dusky, messy thingy that's coming in second, and my emails getting them down to 25. So I encourage you to have like a list of at least one big rock you're going to do today that's going to move your business forward. Just one big rock.
Does my taxes count?
That's Wednesday for me to finish my taxes out.
Yeah, but I still have more than one.
I know. If that's your big rock, that's your big rock. I will say this, to go into my dad's taxes, I fussed and fussed and I was pissed. Right? To go into them, and I took way too long to deal with it. And this time I was like, get your attitude together, put on some flipping music, grab a cup of coffee, shut up, sit down. Grown ass adults do their damn taxes, or they hire out, one or the other. And since you're not hiring out, well, I am hiring out, but you still have to put together a spreadsheet, do your damn taxes. So, but it's a way better attitude. And I lived.
When I got back from Louisiana, the tax return that I did get done was waiting for me. They sent it back.
They sent it back as in you need more work.
Yeah.
Oh, well, at least you know what you need now.
Oh yeah, but it was stupid stuff, but I get it. And
Yeah.
I put it together and sent it back to them.
Yep, just same thing as my dad. I would throw my dads together, and they were like, hang on, you need da 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 da. Fine. David goes, is that all you do is damn taxes? I'm like, no, it was my dad's and my mom's and not mine. I'm like, it's not fair. I have to do everybody else's taxes.
Right.
No, anyway.
All right. Anyway.
Whatever your big rock is, just have your big rock and make it like one big rock. Like today getting my Indeed calls done, that is my big rock. If I get these stupid little slips of whatever crap done too, bonus. The email will get done too, because that can be done in between things and all of that. So that's definitely getting done to get caught up on. And that makes me feel super accomplished every single day when I get my email down, like it's 175, so I want that for you guys too. I want you guys to have that great sense of accomplishment. So phone calls may or may not give that to me. I feel good when they're done. I usually have good conversations, but I go in with low expectations, and whatever happens, happens. And it's usually a blessing. The email thing is this nice, like, bam, got it done. So have a rock and get your rock done. One rock is not, we're not building an entire building today. We're moving one big ass rock. That's it. That's in the way of us getting our building done. All right. So move your big ass rock, Craig.
Okay.
All right. Love you all. Have great days.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.